Becoming an Intentional Parent Challenge Day 27. Discuss the importance of self-discipline with your child. Very many behaviors we complain about our children can actually be handled if they just learn self-discipline. I tell my children that self-discipline is you being able to pause and think before you act. Discipline is you training your mind. Like discipline, when I asked them in church one time what is discipline, they said discipline is when you are being corrected, when your parents maybe flog you or do something to you because you have misbehaved. That is discipline. And I told them, okay, what is self-discipline? And they said, okay, self-discipline is you now doing that to yourself, flogging yourself. So when we now compare it, now realize that, okay, discipline may not necessarily be flogging. No, your parents are trying to correct you. They're trying to train you. So discipline may not necessarily be flogging, but it is correcting. It is training you. So as an individual, you also want to train your mind, because the truth of the matter is your mind will be tempted very many times to make the wrong choice, right? You will see yourself very many times wanting to make the wrong choice. Now, self-discipline is you constantly training your mind to make the right choice and not the wrong choice. So what do you want to do? You want to start by, first of all, understanding what is the right choice, then what is the wrong choice. So every time you see yourself wanting to make the wrong choice, you bring yourself back. You now train your mind, constantly telling your mind, no, I am not doing this. That is self-discipline. Constantly telling yourself, training yourself to make the right choice. So you are in the classroom, you are tempted to make noise. You are going to train yourself not to make noise. You are in the kitchen, you see your mom has fried a pot of chicken. You are tempted to pick one and nobody is watching. You are going to train your mind not to take one. So constantly train your mind, constantly train your mind. That is self-discipline. So you want to teach your child self-discipline, how to constantly train their mind to make decisions they'll be proud of, to do things that they'll be happy about. So because when you teach your child about self-discipline, when children learn about self-discipline, a lot of things we complain about as parents are going to just no longer be there. Now here's the action plan. You are going to sit your child down. You are going to talk to them about what self-discipline is. I just told you now, you may want to start with asking them, okay, what is discipline? And they will tell you discipline is flogging or punishing someone for doing something wrong. And you ask them, okay, what is self-discipline? They will tell you self-discipline is me flogging myself or punishing myself for doing something wrong. So you are going to relate it. Okay, since you don't flog yourself for doing something wrong, it simply means self-discipline or discipline is not necessarily flogging, but it's constantly training your mind. So you want to sit down, you want to ask yourself, do you know what is right? Yes. Do you know what is wrong? Yes. So you want to make the right choices that you'll be proud of. You want to do things that wherever you are, whenever you come out, you can own up and say, oh, I did it. You can take responsibility. You can be accountable. That is you. That should be your goal. So what you want to do is to constantly train your mind. Train your mind so much so that you are able to stand up and beat your chest anywhere, anytime that you are doing what is right. So you want to tell them what is discipline and teach them what is self-discipline. And then you want to tell them basic ways to discipline yourself. I can't go into all of that now. It's one of the conversations we have in the Visionary Parent Academy. You can join us if you join us and you have that conversation. If you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, we'll have the conversation further. So we want to give them practical steps on how to train their minds, how to become self-disciplined. You want to use real life experiences. You want to look for situations, where someone was self-disciplined, where someone was not self-disciplined. You want to use it. You want to let them know these are the consequences of your actions. But when you are self-disciplined, you are not going to face these consequences. There's a video I'll share with them in the Visionary Parent Academy. If you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, you don't have the video, please let me know and I'll share the link with you, of a boy who was at a bus stop and there was a lady that forgot her purse there. You know, the boy picked it up, he opened the purse and he saw a lot of things inside. You know, he could have taken it, but self-discipline was him knowing that, no, it is not right. And at the end of the day, he looked for the woman and gave the bag to the woman. Guess what happened? Police were even chasing him because they saw him. They saw what happened. They were chasing him. He never knew police were chasing him. Now imagine if he had run away with the bag. They would have caught him, and that would have been the consequence of his action. So you want to teach your children about that's the action plan. Sit them down, have a plan to teach self-discipline. In fact, have a 30 days challenge on self-discipline. In the first edition of the Dream Chasers magazine, self-discipline and a 30 days plan was in the self-discipline. 30 days challenge was in the magazine. So you need to always get the magazine. Every month we have different character skills we build, and we have 30 days challenge to build the character.